So we are here to change the world, to try to change the world this evening. Yes, man.
Yes.
Good afternoon, good evening to you, Shamika James. How you going?
Yes, good afternoon to you as well, Mike, and to everyone that is on the live right now.
Nice. So we are a family. So let me drop the We Are a Family song and then we coming back to you now because we have a whole family in the house, basically.
We have a family in the house. Yes, we surely do.
All right, let's go.
Can they be that close? Just let me stay for the record. We give it love in a family dog. We are family. Get up everybody and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up everybody and sing. Living life is fun and we just begun to get our share of this world's delight.
How you going, Shamika? I want to say good evening to you. What's going on? Talk to me.
So we have new people on the line. We have and inside all
From the UK, so good evening, Juzan. And we also have Waylon Thornhill on the line.
Nice
we
one.
have Trevor G on the line.
Trevor G, boy?
And yes, Trevor G is on the inside saying, "Oi, Facebook can't handle what I have to say about COVID."
Oh, Lord.
So I will just leave this one for now.
Oh, Lord, Father. You start already,
yes,
boy?
This is what, yes, he starts already.
Oh, God. Keep quiet now, boy. Oh, God, man, Trevor. Come on, make our input, man. You're the big, let me be positive this evening. So, Shamika, good evening to you and the ladies. Introduce the ladies in the house now. Introduce the ladies in the house.
So we have Miss Marina Myers on the live, and we also have Rihanna Stinan, who is also known as Riri, who is one of Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition brand ambassadors. Yes, so people, we are encouraging you to share up the live, join us as well. And we are encouraging you encouraging you in joining us and sharing your experiences. You can feel free to send us a WhatsApp message, or if it is a thing you're taking a little long, just message in this comment section stating that you would like us to send the link to you. And if it is you don't have the number, just click on the WhatsApp button on the page and it will take you direct to where it is you will get the link. And that is on Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition Facebook page.
What we talking about? So good afternoon again, everybody, and
Yes.
welcome to another edition. It's gonna be great this evening. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? What are we looking at? What are we talking about today?
All right. So today we are going to speak about stress. And stress is a serious thing. Now, stress could either be good or bad. But today we're going to focus on the stress that affects us in a negative way.
Right.
But at the end, when we're talking about stress management, we're going to talk about some of the good stress that we could use to get over the negative stress.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
So let's get into it. So what is stress?
What is stress?
Right.
What
So
is stress?
what is stress? Yes, that is the question. What is stress? Now, stress is something that is overwhelming. It's an overwhelming feeling. And it is also when it is you're unable to control your emotional and cognitive, the pressures that you will face in life. You're unable to deal with the emotional and mental
Yeah.
pressures.
Right.
And these are the pressures that we face in life.
Right.
So now we would like to ask Verena, what does stress mean to her? What is stress
Yeah.
to her?
So we waited.
Yes, good
Are you guys
afternoon,
hearing us?
So
everyone.
we will get her on shortly. Yes, and what stress is to her.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon,
Yes, so
everyone.
as I was saying, stress is an overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
Nice, she's here.
Yes, man. Take it away.
Yes, so I am Verena. Well, as Miss James introduced me. Right. So, but to me, stress is anything that causes some imbalance in your emotions and how you respond to things. So it's not your natural. It doesn't happen with your natural behaviors. It's something that makes you respond either negatively or positively, right? So for me in this pandemic, stress could be anything from getting up and having to manage the children with school, managing work and my children with school, all of that comes down to causing stress for me, right? Sometimes I feel the back of my neck hurting, I might get headaches, and I just don't want to deal with anything and anybody at that point in time.
Yeah.
Or I might
Pressure.
snap.
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure,
Right,
as you
right.
would say. You're feeling pressure.
Yes. All right. So thank you, Verena. Next we would like to have Rihanna in a bit coming on to tell us what stress means to her. Yes, so we see here that Verena is saying it's something that kind of have a bit unstable. It's not so much. It could be natural. It could be a natural for all too. Right? So stress is really something serious. Eh?
Yeah. And
It
then
affects us.
doesn't stress lead you to ailments also? Because stress can bring on a
Yes,
lot of
we're going to
ailments in your
get
body.
into
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yes, we are going to get into that shortly. So Rihanna, what is stress to you? What does what you will say stress is?
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon to Miss James. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
Mike. Good
evening. Good
afternoon to
evening.
the
Good
Bird
evening,
Team
Riri.
family.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
As Miss James said, I am Rihanna. And stress to me, stress is a feeling, as Miss James said, is overwhelming. To me,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
cannot cope with stress, whether it's positive, negative. I get too emotional,
Yeah.
and sometimes I snap at people.
Eh.
So stress is something that I cannot cope with. It's very emotional. It gets mentally. Sometimes they get physically to some people when they have stress.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
everybody deals with stress differently.
Right. Right.
So to me,
Right.
I can't deal with stress.
But how do you overcome it, Tassem? Because I mean, looking at you, we seen you, we saw you this morning. You don't look like that type of person who is stressed out. Shamika, how can we identify somebody who is
Yes,
going through stress?
I know you asked two questions there, Mike.
Yeah.
Right? So what we will do is pull it back a little, and
Mm-hmm.
we are going to talk about. So Riri just mentioned something very important. She talked about physical, right? So there are three types of stress that we actually experience,
Right.
right? Calling it the three P's this afternoon. So we have physical, physiological, and psychosocial.
Right.
And during this COVID time, we are all experiencing these three P's. So
Right.
I'll reiterate it. We have physical stress, physiological stress.
and psychosocial. So the
Physical
physical
stress is
stress is
where we
where we
have to
have to
deal with
deal with
trauma,
trauma,
illness,
illness,
right? And we
right?
know
And we know
COVID
COVID-19.
19, once it is
Once
you
it
get
is
that,
together,
it's an
it's an
illness that you
that
have
you have
because it's
because
a
it's a
virus,
virus,
right?
right?
And as
And
you just
as you just
mentioned,
mentioned,
stress
stress
brings on
brings
some
on
some
some
forms of
forms of
ailment.
ailment.
Yeah? So we're
Yeah?
gonna
So
go
we're
to
going
the
to go to the
comment
comment
section.
section.
All
All
right. So we
right. So we
have
have
Makeda
Makita
Olufemi on the
Olufemi on the
inside.
inside.
We have
We have
Nika
Nika
Thomas on the
Thomas on the
inside, one
inside,
of
one
Bird's
of those
beginners,
one
first
first
person on the
personally
live,
live.
Right.
right?
Right?
So
So
we're gonna have
we're gonna have
highlighted what's
highlighted
happening
what's
as
happening
well.
as well.
Yes, so let me
Yes, so let
see.
me see.
Right, so we have a
Right.
lot
We
of
have a
people. Wayland,
people.
good
We run. Good
afternoon. Yes, good
afternoon. Yes,
afternoon,
good
Wayland.
afternoon. We run.
So let's
Let's
get back
get
to
back
it.
to it.
Right,
Right?
so
So
we
we
have
have
the
the
three
three
P's.
P's.
And as I was
And as I
saying,
was
the
saying, the
physical.
physical,
If it
if it
is
is
we,
we,
become
become
infected
infected
with
with COVID,
COVID,
we will, that is
that
a
is
stress
a
in
stress
itself.
in itself.
Because you're
Because you're
thinking, if it
thinking
is
if
you
it is you
transmit
transmitted it to your family,
to
sometimes you
your
stress
family,
about where you get it from,
sometimes
even
it's
though
just
you're
about
already
being
infected
infected
with
with
COVID,
COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
you
and
have
you
the
have the
stress of
stress
going through if it is you're going to
when you
become
become
well
well
again,
again,
Right.
right?
right?
Right.
That is
That
a
is a
stress.
stress.
Now
Now,
and
and
then
then
we
we
have
have
the
the physiological
physiological
stress,
stress, where
where
we're
we're
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
emotional
emotional
and
and
cognitive
cognitive
aspects
aspects
of
of
us,
us,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So
So
one,
one,
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
the
cognitive,
cognitive, this
this
is
is
where
where
we
we
are
are
overwhelmed
overwhelmed
with
with
a
a
lot
lot
of
of information.
information. And
And
right
right
now
now
we
we
are
are
overwhelmed with a
a
lot
lot
of
of
information,
information,
good
good
and
and
bad,
bad,
as
as
it
it
relates
relates
to
to COVID-19.
COVID-19. So
So just
just
this
this
afternoon
afternoon
here
here
in
in Trinidad
Trinidad
and
and
Tobago
Tobago
at
at
4 p.m.,
p.m.
they would have released
would have
how many persons would have died
how many
in the last 24
persons would have
hours.
died in the last
And we
24
had
hours.
19
And
persons
we had 19 persons
reported to have
reported
passed away due
to have
to
passed
COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every day when they get in all this if you take
COVID-19.
the
Now
vaccine,
everyone is at the
one
same
minute you're hearing that COVID is airborne,
phone.
and then hearing
And
how
here,
easily you could really be infected with COVID-19, that is a stress.
Yeah.
And then we have so many other things that is
that is
happening at the
happening at the
same time
same time
in
in
society,
society,
right? We have
right? We have
information of where
information
it
of
is you
where
could
you can
go pay a
go
grant,
pay grant,
right?
right?
Then some
Then
persons
some
might be
person might
trying
be
to sign
trying
up
to
for a
sign
day
up
and
for
not
this.
getting through. So
Mm-hmm.
all
So
of this
all of this
is
is
affecting
affecting
their
their
mental
mental
abilities,
abilities, capabilities,
capabilities, right? Then we're
right? We're
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
emotional
emotional
side
side
as
as
well
well
when
when
we
we
speak
speak
about
about
the
the
physiological
physiological
aspect,
aspect,
Right.
right?
right?
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
I mean,
when it
when it
is
is
you
you
are
are
faced
faced
with
with
this
this situation,
situation, you
you
can
can
become
become depressed,
depressed, you
you
can
can
become weary, you can
become
become worried. And
worried,
last
you can
week we
become
spoke about
worried,
fear and
and
anxiety.
we spoke
Right.
about
That
fear
is
and
part of the
part of the
emotional
emotional
aspect of the physiological side of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we come
come
to
to
the
the
psychosocial,
psychosocial,
which
which
is
is
the
the
third
third
P, we are
we
talking
are
about
talking
the
about the
relationships
relationships
that
that
we
we
have,
have,
right?
right?
So
So
it
it
can be
can
the
be the
relationship
relationship
that
that
you
you
have
have
with
with
your
your
husband, your
boyfriend,
boyfriend,
your
your
personal
personal
or
or
romantic
romantic or
relationship,
committed relationship, as well as the relationships that you have at work. Then we have the effect persons now losing their jobs, so that is a stress in itself, right? We have persons who their hours have been cut, persons they have reduced pay. I mean, a lot of persons, a lot of us, right? We would have experienced reduction in salary due to COVID-19
Yeah.
because, as we say, hours cut, services, it have some services that were not considered essential, still and considered essential. And now we have, of course, the state of emergency and curfew in effect. So
Right.
this is definitely affecting our psychosocial parts of our lives, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so for it, of course, it's going to affect the relationships that we have with others.
Right.
Even, persons who have been in a marriage for a good while, somebody all the time, they're able to stable, they're thinking that, they have stability. And then first time in their life, they are actually experiencing a pandemic, experiencing, this type of trauma. Some persons never had any type of experience like this before. They may have been always working, things going nice, all hunky dory, and then, of course, we know that COVID came. So this is how COVID has affected us, and in these three P's: physical, physiological, and psychosocial.
Wow.
Right, so I want us as we move forward, we are going to remember those three P's and really get into details on how it is COVID-19 causing these three P's. So, Mike, we are going to go to a break, get them something to like up the self, number one on the track.
Nice one. So you're listening to all in all, you're listening to, right? So just lean on us as this is Bill with Mika. What are the points of identification of stresses really?
Right, so we're going to get to that. So once the Rihanna, Verena, to really join in this part of it in terms of how we will know if it is we are actually experiencing stress. Right now, I think it would have been Verena who would say, she feeling that pain in her neck. Verena, was it? Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
we have different types of feelings that we will know. So in terms of the physiological feelings, we will know because sometimes they feel a bit upset, they feel nauseated, sometimes they even have constipation, or
Or you
the
get
reverse, they may have
anxious.
diarrhea on a regular. Right
You start to get
in addition
anxious
to
and
that,
stuff.
you may feel tired, like really, really drained, and you don't even understand why it is you're feeling so tired. So if it is you weren't having these type, signs, these type of things that you're experiencing, you will know, okay, I'm really going through a moment of stress. And even when it comes to the cognitive and mental aspect, you realize that you may be even forgetting, things that you really shouldn't forget. You start to have like a short-term memory, or you may have some type of long-term memory loss. So information that you had, you realize, but I really can't remember this or this. Or in terms of the short-term memory, somebody may now give you some information, and because it's so stressed out, your mind it didn't really take in the information, it didn't process, right? And it didn't retain. So that memory nowhere, right? So these are some of these signs, to know that you're going through stress. In addition to that, some persons, when they go through stress, as it relates to, the psychosocial, what they do, some persons, they may reach out to others. They may look for someone to speak to. And then there are others who may just totally withdraw. So they are not speaking at all. So you might see somebody who, you're accustomed with them being very outgoing, jolly, and then they just like go into their shell, right? So these are just some of the
So
signs.
they more shut away. They shut away from environment and everything.
Yes, they shut away. So it have those who will come out, ask for help, look for someone to talk to, and then it have the reverse where they just shut everyone out. They withdraw themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna ask Verena and Rihanna, soon, what are some of these signs? What are some of the things that they experience that make them realize that they are experiencing stress? So earlier on, Riri said that she just feel like knocking people down, right? So the
Very interesting, eh?
the tolerance level that
Yes,
you may even have
yes.
for people may be low.
Yeah, yeah,
It have
yeah, yeah.
some things they may not be able to tolerate because they're so stressed out. It has some things that they just wouldn't be able to tolerate.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could be someone's behavior. If it is somebody, you find that sometimes even people smiling too much, you mightn't be able to tolerate because you're wondering why it is they're moving around, smiling, grinning, looking all happy. And we in COVID and people not working. So why it is you walking around happy like if everything is all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it is they
Yeah.
realizing that, it started to even feel jealous of others.
Right.
That is actually a sign of stress.
No, I didn't want to score
Right?
that
Because
first.
you're thinking, how this person making it boy, and then you start to feel jealous because you realize this person may be coping with the stress a little bit more, and they may not, they just found a way to manage the stress that they are going through.
Right.
So sometimes you may see someone with a smile on their face, this good morning, good evening, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and you're saying, this person, would them feel it is boy? And really and truly, they just trying to be positive and really see how it is they could just do better and be better even in this situation. Like really grow in adversity. Yeah, right?
A little talking
So
in the
Mike,
background, I see you.
yes, we hear, yeah, we hear, they're both right. You see, that's what I'm talking about. This as we talk
Yeah,
about
she
these
buff. Yeah.
psychosocial in terms of relationships, right? It's COVID. Remember, sunlight is still COVID, so you have to make sure you keep up the windows to get the sun that's just know it's the sun going and set, so just making sure
Yeah,
you're good,
she tell me
right?
that's
So
okay.
as I was saying, these cycles, as we say, relationships and so forth. So people really see others smiling, as I said, and that time they're really going through a hard time. They're wondering how they're going to feed their children. They're hoping, right, that they don't lose their job, right? It has so many things people are thinking about, and you just see them smiling. But I mean, with COVID, as we said, the physiological aspect of anxiety, fear, worry, this comes into play because that person worrying, that person very anxious, they might be getting the panic attacks and the stress, but at the same time, it's smiling going along with life because that is the only way to really move forward.
But yeah,
Like that's the
but you're
coping
correct, eh?
mechanism.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's their way of coping. Yes, correct.
But
So, Verena,
is it a form of just people reaching out in us, especially during this COVID and everything else? Is it Shamika, that people just give up? Some people just give up easily because of all what's
um,
happening.
no, with that, I will say that you see, like how some persons have tolerance for pain. They have a very high tolerance. Something what might stress me out may not stress you out.
Right.
What might stress Verena out may not stress Rihanna out.
Right.
Right? So everybody, what may stress someone out may be different for another person.
Right.
Right? So we don't all fit into one box or one bracket.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So somebody, let us say perhaps they have reduction in salary. One person, they might, right, they'll say, all right, I have a reduction in salary, let me just adjust my budget and work this out. Now that is a stress, right? But then it may have somebody else that be like, oh God, I have all these bills to pay. I know how I'm going to make it. So one person might see it as in I really can't make it, and the other person will say, nah, let me don't stress too much out. Yes, it's a stress, but they may say, let me not stress too much about it. I will figure this thing out.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So and then it might have a situation where somebody they lose their job.
Yeah.
Right? So we know a lot of persons would have lose their job in this time. Now it might have two persons with saving, right? Or it might have two persons without saving. But then some person they may have a different level of stress because one may have children and one may not have children.
Right.
So when it's so the level, sometimes it's not just one thing, or that one thing have a ripple effect.
Wow.
Where if it is you have children, you have other, you have responsibilities.
Right, right.
You
Yeah.
know, you are responsible for taking care of your children, and if it is you have children or a child, that is an added responsibility, and at that point in time it will feel like an added stress.
Right.
And the person without the child, well, they don't have to worry about having to look for food, look for internet, these things that that their children need in this time. And then it have persons who may be living in their own home, and it have some persons may be renting.
Right.
So, and then it might have, of course, the parents. It could be a single parent. It could be both parents in the home, right? And two may lose their job. Both of them may lose their job at the same time.
All right.
And then they have rent to pay. So that's now an additional stress. So some may be like, nah, some people say, nah, that's small thing, that's small thing. But still, what is a small thing to one person wouldn't be a small thing to another person.
Correct.
So that's why, we really shouldn't, judge, people because I'm saying, that small thing, she can't deal with that, or dust it off.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes some person, even their tolerance
Right.
for stress is not as high as someone else's.
Right.
So the other day, Lion said something that was really important, right? He said that women, their threshold for pain
Yeah.
is much higher, right? And so in terms of men now, their threshold for stress is higher than women.
Okay.
So some women, they say, yeah, I could handle it. But really and truly, it's really the pain they could handle,
Right.
not the stress.
Right.
You understand? And that is really true when we really look at it, right? So everybody really has a difference. So even like alcohol, some people like get drunk fast, and some people like to drink, and it's like if it is not getting drunk, because they remember today, but we ain't going to go off topic.
Yeah, but
Right? So the
I like it. Yeah.
tolerance and the threshold, it is really different for everyone.
But then,
and that's what we need to
but then
understand.
again, all right. You mentioned alcohol. In all of these stresses and everything that is happening, alcohol plays a very down part in all of this because some people turn to the bottle, some people turn to smoking,
Yes.
some people turn to other avenues.
Yes.
How can we, like somebody, let's say I going through stress, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Let's say I going through that stress related issues and stuff with a lot of things. And I started smoke. All of a sudden I started smoke, all of a sudden I started drink. And people saying, but wait now, Mike, you never used to smoke. You never used to drink. So therefore now you're supposed to come and ask that individual or ask me if something is wrong. What it is you're going through.
Right now, now some persons may not ask that, Some might say, well, they will come. Some may actually come out and say, well, Mike, where's this? This is not what you're accustomed to. Some might say, let's find another way. They may recognize that you are going through stress. And then it have some persons that just they're experimenting.
Right.
Now, if it is somebody really care enough, then they may ask a question. They may ask, is everything okay?
Right.
And then it have some might be like, whatever. Right? So I was trying to get, Verena, right? So Verena is on the inside here with us. So Verena, what are the signs that you experience when it is you are stressed out?
When I am, I know my signs. Let's say for one, sometimes I get a little emotional for things and be like, but why am I so emotional about all these things? Right? And that is a form of stress when I'm like experiencing, I'm passionate about something, and I see things going in a negative way and so on, and I start to get emotional. And then I might get a little aggressive in my approach to solving the problem. Another sign that I get is like pains in my neck, and that's when I know, okay, something really gets into me. So my neck hurting, man. I'm feeling demotivated. I can't do nothing. And I am a person like to get up and organize things and do stuff. I like to get up and go. I can't sit down for too long. So when you see me sit down and I can't make it, Lord, I stressed. So That is sign. Another sign is sometimes, well, I'm a
Right,
mom,
right. Yeah,
I have kids. So, and a normal, I will say, oh, Jaden, don't do that. And when I am stressed out, I might snap at Jaden and shout or give him a give him a extra stern warning that was not
Right.
deserving for what it
Right.
is he
Right.
did. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I know, okay, hey, mommy,
right.
check yourself. You're stressed out and don't
Yes,
pass it on to your kids.
Right.
So that is I am
yes.
a very reflective person as well. So when things like that happen, I reel back and I'll talk to my son and say, well, mommy, sorry, I really shouldn't have talked to you like that,
Right.
and so on. And
Right.
we talk it out and then we move along.
Right.
But yeah,
But
that's how I know I'm stressed.
Shamika, when it comes to children,
Yeah.
how can we deal with that aspect of stress with children?
Okay, so everyone when they have children, I hope and I really truly hope that everyone really knows their child. When it is they're in a good mood, when it is they're in a bad mood, when it is they're worried about something, when it is they're stressed out about something. So that's the first thing, knowing your child. If it is you don't know your child, you wouldn't know the sign. Yeah. So that's the first thing. And I mean, we know because in one of our like last week, right, Verena would have spoken about, her children asking, Mommy, is school
Yeah.
tomorrow is school
Yes.
again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we know that, children they are really overwhelmed. A lot
Yeah.
of them, some
Yeah.
it seems like they are getting more work since they are doing online schooling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if it is you recognize that the child saying, Mommy, I don't want to go online today. No, I don't want to go to school. Or, Mommy, I'm feeling tired. Or they may just try not to get up. They're not doing homework. So let us say the child normally will come with their book and say, or come and say, hey, this is what we do in school today. This is what I learned. Right? If it is they are not doing that, that is a sign. If it is they realize that they become withdrawn, that is a sign, right? So you have to really pay attention. So once it is you're always paying attention, you really have that nice strong bond with a child, you realize, okay, they are maybe stressed out about this whole online thing, and you sit down and have a chat with them, you know. So what's going on? Let it be open,
Yeah.
and so that they can feel comfortable enough to say, okay, mommy, I'm stressed out. And this is not only this is primary school, even preschool, they're not doing nothing much, right? But primary school, those who write in SDA, those who write in CXC, and those who are in sixth form,
Right.
they have exams to do,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, these are the age bracket of the children, into young adult, right? And you will recognize, you will know when it is they're actually stressed out. Sit down and see how best it is you can help them overcome the stress. Give them a break. If you should be saying, hey, you have to do all these set of chores, ease them upon the chores.
Right.
Because what happens, and we will have a discussion about that later on in the pros and cons of having, online learning,
Yeah.
right? There are pros and cons. And some persons do well with online learning and some persons don't do well with online learning.
Right.
So we're going to have a discussion about that sometime, later down in our series of, the effects of COVID-19 on the family,
Right.
right?
Let's say good
So
evening to a couple of
let
people.
us,
Before we continue, let's say a good evening to a couple of people locked on already onto Radio Irie and locked on and
okay,
listening.
okay.
Good evening to all those
Yes.
who locked on listening. Welcome. Welcome to the effects of COVID-19 on the family. The Blueprint with
All
our
right.
social worker, Shamika James, along with me, Mike the Man. And we have two young ladies as guests in the house. Very interesting. When it comes to the children now, also because of what's happening, I don't know if you heard. I was listening to a little bit of the press conference today, where over
Yeah.
10,000 children dropped out of that arm of the education system. Now, when it comes to the parent, now have to deal with that, and the stresses of now wondering, hey, they're not interested anymore doing online teaching or online school. How can a parent like Verena and Riri and others who locked on listening, what would you say to them as parent, Shamika, what would you say to them to handle something like that? When your child say, "Mommy, Daddy, I can't make it, I don't want to continue." How could you encourage them now to continue doing their online schooling?
All right, Mike. Now, I don't need to say that children will actually come out and say that they don't want to continue. I don't think that's the reason for the school dropout rate. As a matter of fact, it had nothing with how the student actually not wanting to attend school. It mostly had to deal with, the fact that parents lost their jobs, they weren't able to pay bills, some don't have devices. But before we continue and get in, because we need to talk about how we're going to manage the stress, let us go to another break and we're going to get to our track two.
To all those who locked on, listening. Somebody just sent me a message and asking how they could get in contact with you, Shamika. And I was just reading it just now. So when we come back, we'll let people know how to get in contact with you and we'll take it from there.
Yes.
All right, so we'll take a little
Yes.
break with the music interlude and we'll come back to you guys in a short.
This is the stress reliever. No jamming time. Let's feel our mind. No jamming time. Let's party. Come on, everybody. This is time to party. No waste time to free up. Come on, let we jump up. Come on, everybody. This is time to party. No waste time to free up. Well, today's a mess, causing too much stress. Recreate your mind, free up half a time. Don't be melancholy, let music be the key. Put the rhythm in place, drink something and shake your waist. Come on, everybody, this is time to party. Now it's time to free up. Come on, let we jump up. Come on, everybody, this is time to party. Now it's time to free up. Come on, let we jump up. No jamming time. Let's feel our mind. No jamming time. Let's party. This is vibration between woman and man. Put you in a trance, make you want to dance. It's the medication to ease all tension. Put your problems behind. Drop your waist and start to whine. Come on, everybody. This is time to party. Now it's time to free up. Come on, let we jump up. Come on, everybody. This is time to party. Now it's time to free up. Come on, let we jump up. No jamming time. Let's feel our mind. No jamming time. Let's party. Ow, ow, eh. Drive your stress away. Ow, ow, eh.
So we're back inside, and you're listening to Explainer, Stress Reliever. Hey, people enjoying the show, So the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint with Shamika James, our social worker, right? Right here on Radio Irie, as we live on Radio Irie. This is how we're doing it. Yes, Shamika, take it away, all yours.
Yeah. So we're gonna have, a very nice open discussion with Verena and Rihanna, right? We're gonna talk about how it is we're gonna manage stress. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. And the family is not just, let us say, focusing on the parents alone. Of course, we always have the children to focus on, and people really do forget the elderly at times. Right, so we need to include everybody. Yeah, everybody really makes up the part of the family. Yeah. So we have Chilson as well on the inside. Yes, Chilson, all the way from the UK, sharing with us. Yes, so let us get to how it is we are going to manage. Now, I'm going to do a little plug in here before everybody chip in chip in how it is they manage stress and what they think we should do to manage stress, right? Right. So, plug in. Exercise is a yes,
God, man.
exercise.
Hey, you're
So
rubbing
those
that
of
in.
you yes, if it is you're looking for stress reliever, we do right at basic and conventional raw nutrition. We have online aerobics, right, with me, right? So we have aerobics Monday to Thursday. Morning session is 4:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. And then on a Sunday, we do a little Sunday morning workout, Mike. So make sure that you're ready for tomorrow, right? And we have that workout at 7 a.m. live and direct, right? So we are doing it all in the comfort of your home. So we have no worries, right? We know we can't go anywhere, right? So we're exercising on the inside. Yes, and I guarantee you it will relieve your stress. Your body might feel some kind of little physical things happening, but that kind of thing you're feeling there is good stress.
But you know,
Right? So you know earlier when I said
yeah,
that there's good stress, bad
yeah,
stress, that is good stress.
yeah. I can test to that because all know my body feeling a little much better, 10 times better than after Sunday. After Sunday, I couldn't walk. That is all I tell you. I couldn't walk.
Mike, you can't say that.
I couldn't walk. Well, when I say I
Say
couldn't
that,
walk, all my thighs was hurting
right?
me.
What I
Everything.
have to say is that I was really relieved, as we're saying, it relieved the
All right.
tension, all the things that pent up inside. When it is the exercise, you get it out, you
All
release
right.
it.
So I
What you saying to
release
that,
the
Verena?
tension.
Yes, you release
How
the
you
tension.
mean? Yes,
Yeah.
exercise releases the
Right.
tension.
So that is one way, and we have different types of exercises that you can actually do, right? Everyone, have the exercise that they prefer. So do something that you enjoy. Always do something that you enjoy. I also encourage, people to do things that you love doing, whether it's cooking, drawing, doing music. It have things that you could do to relieve the stress that you actually enjoy. And because somebody say, well, take 20 deep breaths. That may not work for some people. Find what works for you. Yeah, find what works for you. So, Verena,
Yes.
let's hear from you. What do you do to
So
relieve stress?
I am sometimes taking deep breaths
Now, it
work.
has something that just came to mind that I really didn't mention earlier on, right? We spoke about the psychosocial, in terms of relationship. Now, some persons, when it is they are stressed out, for the married persons, the couples, sometimes some persons they lose interest in sex, right? So some persons they may lose interest in sex, and that sex might be a stress reliever, to other persons as well, right? I just throwing that in there, right? So there are things that people do that can work for them that will help them relieve that stress. So we just want to hear from Verena what she does to relieve her stress.
Yes. You're hearing me?
So Verena, take
I
it
think
away.
I'm talking, but I don't not sure if anybody hearing me.
Make sure that your mic is unmuted.
Yeah, it's unmuted, but I don't. I'm still not.
Nice,
You're
we're
not hearing
hearing you.
me. Oh, you're hearing me? Okay, nice.
We're hearing now.
So, for me, and I mean, I'm an adult, and play really does help. It might sound a little funny,
It's
right?
play?
But
Play,
play,
say?
yeah, play. I say,
Okay.
put down everything and go and play.
All
Go
right.
outside, observe your surroundings, take a run
Okay.
with the kids. Now,
Okay.
I'm a mom, so I have to find other means of de-stressing and also involving the kids. So
Right.
we can't go outside,
Yes.
but that don't mean we have to restrict our kids from going outside in the yard.
Right.
And
Right.
that don't
Right.
mean, I mean, we can't go online, but that don't mean we can't line with our kids.
Right.
So I will
Correct.
go outside, I will swing
Exactly.
on the swing with them, I might run a race, play hide and seek, and when while we playing is laugh, is real laugh and jokes and fun. And when I come inside, I feel much better than just sitting inside dwelling on my problems.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you're
Yes.
never too big to play.
Not me.
You're
That
never
is
too
very
big to
true.
play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
I agree with I agree with her. I agree with her. I agree. Sometimes we go to that level, even though we are adults. I mean, I am only 34 years of age and I still let's try to play. You wouldn't believe I just watch Pink Panther cartoon still today.
oh,
Because
you
it kinda
mean
Yes.
because it kinda
Mm-hmm.
eases my Shamika. When I'm looking at
bring
Pink
back good
Panther,
memories?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I bring back that kind of little childhood
That
days and it makes you
nostalgia.
smile
Yes.
and you feel good. What do you think about that, Shamika? What do you think
And
about
you
that's a good
laugh.
therapy?
Yes,
Good
well,
therapy, isn't it?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
laughter is good therapy.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even if it, now some people may say this sounds very crazy, right? But sometimes even sitting and they realize that, okay, what do? You have a choice of either laughing or crying. And sometimes just sitting, laughing, just laugh. You may not really have a reason, but just laugh and you realize that it start to feel a little bit better and it start to feel jolly. Some people may say that is madness, but maybe try it one day when it is you're really feeling down and it just may work. As I say, everything don't work for everyone, but you can try it and see if you like it. Right now, I like how Verena said that play is important. And as I said, the family is not just, the couple, we want to integrate everyone. So play sometimes it could be outdoor games, it could be board games, it could be any type of, it could be playing boy, girl, animal, play, sing, a little Scrabble, a
Dolly
little
House.
Uno,
Dolly House.
anything you could play,
Yeah.
and it could even involve the elderly.
Right.
You could do some kind of craft, painting, and get everyone involved. There are things that everyone can do.
Right.
Movie night, look for a movie that then everybody will enjoy, and they could have a nice movie night, watch a little comedy, something that will really relieve this. Everybody could sit down and laugh together, eat a little popcorn. Eating healthy is another way that will help with relieving stress as well.
Correct.
Some persons say eating healthy for joke. It is no joke. If it is you see practicing healthy habits, eating being one of them. Some people think that they should overeat. Now they say stress spelled backwards is dessert,
Yeah.
right? And they make it as you said, just eat cake and ice cream and all kind of thing. All these snacks,
Yes.
all these things with a lot of calories, like high calories, and it's not really providing much
Mm-hmm.
nutrients for the body,
Right.
right? You want things that
Empty.
nutrients dense. And I just want to plug in, you could go and check out basic and conventional raw nutrition on YouTube, and
Okay.
you'll get some health, some tips
All right.
on, nutrition, then food.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just go to the YouTube channel.
All right.
Yes, so that's also important. So play, exercise, right? And exercise can be fun. So yes, it might stress the body a little bit, but as I said, it's good stress, right? So exercise, we have really saying play. We are now including movie night,
Yeah.
right? So Riri, wait a second. What do you do to relieve stress?
One for me, I just go play All Fours. All Fours is a game for me that
All
does
right.
relieve my stress.
Okay.
Reason being because especially when it's time to hang people jack, I in for that fully.
Hang people
And you
jack.
see when I hold in jack, I don't give
Yeah.
my partner the signal
Mm-hmm.
at all. I just sit down real quiet and I
Yeah.
just be laughing to
Mm-hmm.
myself.
Right.
Other than
Right.
that, I
Right.
have real families around. So
Right.
right next door, across the road, and next door to the next family is family. So
Right.
I
Right.
always find within myself if I find I'm getting physically, emotionally, mentally about my stress. And I find like
Yeah.
sometimes in life you just don't feel like talking at all or letting nobody know you're stressed because you feel like some people go laugh at
Mm-hmm.
you, or
Yeah.
some people
Correct.
go say, "Oh, she has stress, but what going on with she, boy?" For me personality, I
Yeah.
find I just keep to myself. I just be in my room. No, I'll keep myself occupied. Although I have stress, I won't sit down only then, prop my jaw, are they crying, or my chest hurt. No, I find things to do. I go bake something, I find something to cook, I
Right.
go outside, I probably might call my friends, we might do a video chat. Look, it have games like Call of Duty, it have Ludo, it have all these games you can send links to your friends and play. So I find these things to do that to keep me going, to not think about my stress. And after doing that, sometimes I feel really relieved.
Right. Wow. Shamika?
Nice, nice. Yes. So that's why I say, it have some things that I don't even know how to play all four.
Very
So that's when you
interesting.
help me, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, very
But it
interesting.
is good that, and the other thing too that, she would have mentioned is see that support.
Yeah,
That's another thing that can help you reduce stress.
family support.
Having
Having
like
a,
this,
yeah,
whether it's
whether it's
family,
family,
friends,
friends,
support,
support,
whoever it
whoever it
comes
comes
from,
from,
someone that
someone
is
that is
close,
close,
somebody that
somebody that you could
you can
call at any
point
point in
in
time.
time.
Sometimes you
Sometimes
don't
you
need
need
to
to call
call
somebody
somebody
all
all
the
the
time,
time,
sometimes
sometimes
I
that
want
one
to check in,
check-in at
and
that
that
one
one
particular
particular
time,
time, this
this
help
help
you
you
realize,
realize, hey,
yeah,
you
you
were
were withdrawn
withdrawn
all
all
the
the
time,
time, and
and
then you
have a
have a
conversation
conversation
with
with
someone
someone
that
that
you
you
didn't
didn't
speak
speak
for
for
a
a
long
long
time,
time,
and
and
they
they
realize
realize
they
they
have
have
a
a lot
lot
of
of
things
things
to
to laugh
laugh
about,
about, you have things to even be thankful
thankful
about,
about,
Yeah,
right?
right?
And
And
you
you
help
help
that
that
person,
person
and
and
that
that
person
person
help
help
you.
you.
yeah,
That's another thing that helps, people reduce stress, helping others,
yeah.
right?
We saw
So
So
when
when
you
you help
help
others,
others,
you help your own self. We saw
yes,
not crossing you. We saw Jizan just now.
yes.
Jizan, I don't know if we could bring Jizan back in. I mean,
Yes, so
because
so
yeah,
before we
before we
bring
bring
Jazan back
Suzanne
in,
back
Mike,
in
we will
night,
go on
we'll go on
another break
another
sure,
break
sure,
and come
and
back.
come back.
sure.
Yeah?
So
Yeah?
you're locked on to the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint with our social worker here at Radio Irish, Shamika James. And this is what we're talking about. We're dealing with stress this evening. A lot of us, we go through that in life. I have gone through it. It depends on how we deal with the situation of stress and what's happening around us. And as Riri said, family support, and as Shamika said, having family around you is very important. So it's all about don't worry, be happy. Let's go. So this is the man, Bobby. Be
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry,
Yeah, don't worry. It's all about being happy, right?
be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry. Be happy. I give you my phone number. When you're worried, call me. I make you happy.
Yeah, so that means Shamika have to give away her phone number. So when all are not happy, call Shamika. Don't call me.
Be happy.
I know I unmute Shamika mic and I don't know if she want to say anything. Shamika?
All right. Yes, so Mike, I know that we said, on the program, we will do is those that are coming through Radio Irie TT program, what you do is they will pass their information on to you, and then you pass it on to me, and I will get in contact with them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So
So,
we'll do
at
that.
this time, if you can feel free to, call out the number
Right.
and
So
the
anybody
email address.
yes. Yeah. So anybody want to get in contact as the person who asks about Shamika? Yeah, I had it stick out here, I had to take it up. So that number here, you can email us at Radio IEV tt60 at gmail.com. All lowercase Radio Irie tt60 at gmail.com, all lowercase. Send us a message, whatever you send in personal, and we'll refer it to our social worker. The number, if you want to get me on the WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp me. It's an international number. You put in the plus sign 44745 9. Or listen to it, 7495923128. Let me call that number again. So the plus sign 447495923128. Just send a message. The normal WhatsApp number. Send a message, and we will just refer you to Shamika James. So yes, Shamika. So we continue with the ball rolling, and you want to bring in Jizan. I know before we go, because I know we talking about stress. Jizan is going through that period now in her life. Through all of this was happening, she's due to make baby. I'm wondering how is Jizan also dealing with that stress of waiting to deliver the baby. Hello.
Yes, Mike. So, Mike, play some more music for us now.
All right. You want me to play anything? I'll play anything.
Yeah, play anything, just lighten up the place.
All right. You want to lighten up the place? All right. Yeah, no problem. All right.
Yes, we lighten it up because we're talking about relieving the stress.
Right. So, all ready to dance?
Yes.
Well, you're gonna dance? Or tell me, I don't have enough space
So,
there. We can dance,
play some soca.
Right. Yeah, you could get that, but I'm saying you're getting up and dance for everybody. Or?
They will see me in action tomorrow once they join in on the exercise session.
You only rubbing that in, yes? That's all you do. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. You only rubbing.
And as I say, that anybody who is joining us tomorrow for the Sunday morning workout, pull out a broomstick. Just make sure you have a broomstick nearby.
What's the reason for the broomstick?
You will see. Don't worry about that.
Godfather. All right. So we can have the music. Want to hear any music? You hear any music? I play any music? Are you in?
Yes, music. Yes.
All right, cool. Nice one.
All right, Mike. So we are not hearing the music anymore, right? So we'll just talk. We're talking about managing stress, right, people? So this evening it's all about stress management. We're gonna be talking about relieving stress, and music is one of the things. So Mike will bring the music on shortly, right? So stress management. How do we relieve stress? How do we reduce the tension? And it's all about music. Yeah, so when I hear music, I like to dance, right? And we have different types of music that we like to listen to. Yeah? Yeah, so we having Jazan coming on the inside there. Yes, Jazan.
Yes,
Oh, you
hi.
look like you need that, so.
Yeah, I'm in the dark.
So Jazan, tell us how you're feeling.
For me, this.
Jizan hear us at all? Is she
Yes,
hear us?
I am.
Yes, she is.
Right. So Jizan, we want to know how you're feeling. I think talk a little bit about the little stress that you may not have all that stress, but at least you could highlight some of the things that you're going through. Yeah, Jizzy?
Well, for me, I've been from last year March. It's been stressful because I've been working through the pandemic, and it's been a bit stressful. And then I found out I was pregnant in December.
Are you in Jizan?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and it's been stressful. Being pregnant in all this has been really stressful for me. I never experienced all this, but I deal with it different. I've been going to work, keeping myself busy with the kids, and so as Berna said about playing, and I did a lot of stuff with the kids, movies, music, keep occupied. Yeah, so I don't let it get to me.
Very, very. What do you think about that, Shamika? Someone like Jizan who is actually pregnant and have to go through
Yeah.
all of this stress during with the COVID and everything. What would you say
Yeah.
to somebody to Jizan?
I will say, they do these different, you see, exercises, play, those things will really help with persons who are, pregnant at this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't, I mean, some persons, they may not be able to move around as they normally would. So let us say they enjoy reading books. They enjoy doing like like craft, knitting, embroidering, these things. Sometimes that helps relieve stress. Like if it is they're really good at that and they may not be able to move around because, as we mentioned before, there's the physical stress of trauma, illness. It have sometimes it's the feet swollen. The doctor might put you on bed rest. For whatever reason, there are things that you can do even though you're on bed rest to relieve the stress. I mean, having, to be placed on bed rest is a stress in itself. People who are accustomed moving around and, they're always doing this, that, everything for themselves. Even people stress out because they have to depend on someone else to do what they're accustomed doing for themselves. So just find something that you will enjoy in that bed rest time and really try to follow the doctor's orders. If it is like take a little walk, some people will say better suggest to maybe lie down in the bed whole day. No, you don't need to lie down in bed whole day. You
No.
understand? If it is like just taking a little walk in the yard, you're not doing anything too strenuous. Nobody say do jumping jack and do all kind of crazy stuff, right? But it have things that
Jumping jack.
practice meditation,
Yeah.
do yoga, that type of thing. Those things will help,
Mm-hmm.
the pregnant lady.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
that would be helpful for that.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you with that one. I totally agree
Mm-hmm.
with you with that one because that will
Yeah.
also help her when she goes into the
Yeah.
delivery room. She'll be more relaxed,
Yeah.
ease, less of stress, and she'll be focused and ready and waiting to deliver that bouncing baby boy, healthy as ever. And the both of them will be,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't
Yes,
know what went on.
Suzanne. So thank you for
Let me just apologize to
sharing.
the listeners. I don't know what went on. I think we just dropped out of the live just now. So we just want to apologize for that. But it's all corrected now. So you guys hearing us, you hearing Shamika. It happens. So what we're looking at, any sense of eliminating now, because I know we coming to that point. When we talking about eliminating that aspect of stress, Shamika, from your experience dealing with people, what are the main things that you would say to somebody that you meet on a daily basis or during your job? What would you say to them when they come to you? What are some of the main factors that you will tell them? What are some of the main things you would say that they can ease their
So,
own little tension? Yeah.
well, one of the first things I ask is, what do you enjoy doing? That's my first question. What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
And do more of it.
Right.
Do more of what you enjoy doing. Um, really, I mean, it's hard to tell someone, it's one thing to tell someone don't stress about a situation because they were going to be thinking about it. And what I would do is say, let us, how do you think we could, solve the problem or find a solution to really overcome whatever the situation is that is stressing them out.
Right.
So let us say the person, now I remember I deal with young people,
Okay.
persons with disabilities.
Right.
So in terms of stress, one of the things that might be stressful at this time is really balancing the amount of work that they have to do, the chores at home, the classes, just being online itself is could be tiring, right? So what I will say, one of the things I will encourage them to do, Miss Verena, as well, encourage to do is actually practice time management.
Right.
That's another important factor in managing stress and even preventing stress, because if it is a leave all your work, all your assignments like last minute, then it's gonna be more stressful. Oh, I need to finish this in time, and they're stressed out about that. So it just
Yes.
add on stress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So time management, and if it's not an issue of time management and completing assignments on time, but just just being stressed and feeling overwhelmed because it's just online or something is going on at home, we're gonna find a solution. And once it is be able to think about finding solutions rather than really focusing on the problem. So
Right.
yes, the problem is there, but there are solutions to the problem, right?
Right. Right.
So in that case, I'm going to say that it's not the burden that, the load that brings us down, it's the way that we carry it,
Right. Right.
right? So that is something important to note. So it's not that the load that brings us down, but the way that we carry that load, the way that
Right.
we carry the stress.
Nice.
Every one of us have stress, but it's just the way that we decide to deal with it.
Right.
If it is we decide to take, this a positive approach and say, you know what, in adversity we will grow, we will overcome, we will become stronger in adversity, right? So adversity, sometimes people see adversity as something being negative, but most of the times when they go through adversity, they come out a stronger person.
Correct.
They have more experience and they know how to deal with certain situations.
Correct.
So, that's what I would say to the adults. Now it's hard. Let us learn from this pandemic right now. Job loss. We need to find a way that we'll be able to sustain ourselves in the future. So yes, you may have a 8 to 4, a 9 to 5 job or 7 to 3, whatever hours you're working, right? But sometimes, sometimes they say one job is not good enough. But find something as well that you enjoy that will be able to bring a little income too, right? Sometimes that's what some people do. Find a way to make an extra so that if anything happens, you really want to plan it. See, planning is very important.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
in order to help reduce some of the stress that they could really face in the future, what to do is plan.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong in plan. Some people say live your best life now. Some person may say you don't have to really plan, go with the flow,
Yeah.
right? You can say go with the flow for some things, not everything you can go with the flow for.
Yeah. Correct.
Right? So we need to just find that balance. Balance is very important.
Very
Find that
important.
balance between the work life, home life, family life. Just really find balance. Get some me time. Me time is also
That's
important.
a very
Sometimes I just need,
that's something very important you said. You see that word me
yeah,
time?
yeah,
A lot of us fail to have me time. We always tend to be giving others our time, but not having me time.
yeah,
And I like how
yeah.
I like how you say that me time. That's something we hear all the time. But how much of us going through that period of whatever we experience in life take time out to really say, "Hey, this is my time now. It's me time now." But
Yes, and it's sometimes it could be my as simple 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, yes, 15 minutes
That's
where you can
short.
take time and just, yes, I know it is short, but some we have to find short-term solutions.
Right.
So sometimes, okay, like for the mothers, for the parents, for the fathers, right? They may be busy seeing about this, organizing their children for school, everything busy, busy, busy,
Yeah.
right? And in the evening time, they have to see about homework, all these different things.
Right.
They see out there, the children go to bed
Yeah.
and all these things. Try and look for a little time and just breathe.
Right.
Watch, even if it watch, meditate or watch something that will make you laugh. That
Yeah.
is me a little bit.
I
Some people say they
totally
take a
agree.
power nap.
A cat nap, you mean?
Shamika, I
No, it's
totally
power. It's
agree.
called power nap.
Okay,
Not the cat. Not
explain
the cat
that.
nap.
Explain that power nap.
The power nap is when it is okay. So you have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes the 24 hours don't feel like 24 hours.
No.
And
No.
all it is you really need is 10 to 15 minutes
Yeah.
of rest.
Right. Okay.
And after that 10 to 15 minutes of rest, you could go
Yeah.
again. That is power. Not the cat. When it's sleeping like a cat, highly likely you will really wake up from the cat nap now. So
Okay.
not a cat nap.
Okay.
A power nap. When it's do the cat nap, you wouldn't get up.
So
You might kind of open your eye and go back to sleep.
so you're
But the
saying
power nap is
so you're saying the power nap is like this then. I don't know if you drive. I have
yes.
done it before driving. So for instance, you drive a distance far and you start to feel sleepy. You pull aside, you park
You
up,
pull aside.
right, and you take a quick nappy. You snore a little bit, you might frost up the glass.
Right.
And then when you come out of that, and you're correct, when you come out of that 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, you feel like you're energized to go again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it will be the same thing with the me time. Nobody can say, well, you have to spend a whole day or you need a half day.
Yeah.
Sometimes the situation does not allow that.
All right, cool.
Right? So whatever situation you are in, you try to work, you flex it to suit.
Right.
You may not have anybody to look after the children or look after an elderly parent
Right.
or, granny or anything like that.
Right.
And, it's whole day going,
Yeah.
right? The caretakers. So you want to shout out the caretakers this evening.
Yep.
Persons who have, children with disabilities. They have family who have Alzheimer's
Right.
and dementia.
Well done.
Person with mental disorders. It's not easy,
Yeah,
right?
not
So we're
easy.
going to shout out the caretakers.
Yes.
And as tomorrow is Father's Day, we want to say Happy Father's Day. So Happy Father's Day is going out. Yes, so Happy Father's Day to Shillan Coffee. Happy Father's Day to Maggie Man. Happy Father's Day to, I think, Teron Lacon. So Happy Father's Day to Teron, right? Happy Father's Day. I don't know if my father Lacon, but Happy Father's Day to my father as well.
Hey,
And
stop.
I don't know if you locked on, I can't say.
No, I have to stop you.
No, we're stopping you going ahead. Here's
No,
why.
you have to
You're
say
going
Happy
ahead.
Father's Day, Daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Right? I'm gonna wish also to all of the men on the lives who even so some people, just as I say, it have mothers who may not have children, but they are a mother figure.
Yeah.
We have some men that are father figures, so happy Father's Day to the father figures as well.
Yes.
Right? So happy Father's Day to all who play a vital role in the upbringing of children.
Yes.
All those who, really take the time, being role models. You could be young and be a father figure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Some people they say, no, the young and it no. It have some persons who are young and they, it's really, really and truly. And to the fathers, the single, well, we don't say a single parent, but the fathers who are there, people always focus on the ladies and this and that. But there are fathers who are out doing it on their own with some support, right? Some really don't have much support, right? But what I'm saying is we really shouting out the fathers.
Yes.
Really, really shouting out the fathers. People in the understand the role of the father. Sometimes people really take it for granted. Please do not take it for granted. Right? And the father says will help with dealing with somebody's stress because they see when they can't handle, the children get no long time. They say, but when the father reach home, right? Some women say that, some mothers say that, right? But what I'm saying is we're shouting out all the, yes, we are shouting out the fathers to Verina's husband. Happy Father's Day.
Yep.
Yes, so we are wishing you all. I know it even have some men who have children with disabilities, and the man, he is there with the child. I can't remember his name right now.
Okay.
But there are men who are there, sometimes they say, well, the man doesn't be the one to leave. No, not all the time. It have the men who stay with those children with disabilities.
Wow.
So we want to really thank all the fathers who is they're really going all out and doing their best.
And
happy
Father's Day
to
Happy Father's Day to Jazan's hobby also. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't mention Jazan's husband.
Yeah.
So all the fathers that on, all the father figures, Jazan's husband.
So why we can't see Mr. Coffee in the live so we could personally send kisses for him?
We will do that tomorrow, okay?
Christ.
And he's right there when the works are the father. He's right there doing his thing. Right? You don't worry about that. Yes? Don't worry about that.
Sholan, happy Father's Day, my friend. So, as I said, Working the screen. So we I really totally and really enjoyed this. I know we live on Radio Ivy also. We have a good bit of people locked on to Radio Ivy listening. This is something that we definitely should be having regular. We know it's a series that you're dealing with, and you do a fantastic job by explaining. You take your time to explain, and in between, we become, even though we're talking about stress, in between, we have the jolly part of us. Again, laughter is good. We can't be stuck up all the time. We do not show like this, like, and so all of us, we lose. We can talk. We can relate to each other and what's going through. Um, you're doing a fantastic job. I know there are a lot of people who looked on. Those of you who want to contact Shamika, as I said, you can email us at Radio Irie TT. I take my time to say it. Radio Irie TT 60 at gmail.com. Send us a message. Once you send us, we'll look at it and we'll send it off. Don't get personal. We'll send it off to Shamika, our social worker. If you want to contact us again, there's a number. You have no offer, but I'll read it. It's no WhatsApp number. So you can call. You can send a message on your WhatsApp. It's plus sign 447495923128. All right. So that's plus 447495923128. If that was a that number, I remember because it's too long. Shamika, it's how long that. Look how long that number is. Shamika.
Yes, it is a very long number. So all of you all who are listening on via Radio Irie TT or those on Mixcloud, you will be referred to me once it is you send a message or an email to Magdaman. In terms of members of the burn team, you all already know how to contact us. So once it is you require these services of counseling, feel free to contact us at any point in time. We all know exactly what to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody in the
before-
house want to say anything?
Yes, I was just about to say that. So before we, head out, right?
Where we going?
Who do we have?
Where we going?
Going
We're going to
partying.
prepare ourselves for the Sunday morning workout. We have a lot of things happening. Right? So, Verena, what would you like to say? What will be your closing remarks to the people?
So, in closing, I would like to say,
She's coming on shortly.
oh, I think I have a little delay. You're hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. So, in closing, I would like to say, let us focus on the positive. Yes, we know there are a lot of negatives out there, cases rising. We want to go back out to work. We want to do X, Y, and Z. But it is not a time to dwell on all the negative things. Let us try to control the things that are within our control. Right? So, right now, I can't go back out to work if I want to. That's not in my control. But I will focus on the positive things that I can.
Yeah.
Right, so which is uplifting myself, ensuring that my family is doing fine, ensuring my husband okay, because without him, I know if I could go through this whole pandemic another time.
You see how important men is?
So, yes, they're very important.
Very
They're very,
important.
very important.
Yeah, I'd hide behind the mic to say that, See how important men is?
And well, I would like to say a happy Father's Day to my father as well, and to my husband, and to my grandfather, and all the fathers that are listening.
Right. Nice
All
one.
right, happy Father's Day, everyone.
Nice one. Well done.
All right. Thank you, Verena. So, Riri, what will be your closing remarks?
To my closing remarks, to the Burn Team family, to all that is locked on via Trinidad, via abroad, stress is something not to be taken. Now, this pandemic have everybody, the whole population right across the world worried, concerned when the pandemic going to be over. What is the next step? If we will be living to see our next day. Once you trust in God, once you have God in your life and you trust in the Lord, and you think positive, things will flow. And in other marks, I would like to say Happy Father's Day going out to Mr. Coffee, to Mr. Mike the man himself, and to all the Burn Team fathers, whether you're a father or not, but you play that father role, and to all the mothers that play father's role. Happy Father's Day. I don't have a dad. I don't have my mom. So I don't have anyone to say Happy Father's Day to but to my brother-in-law Devon, to my two uncles, which is Bobby and Shamid, and to one of my other good friend, which is Terrence. Happy Father's Day, and I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. Nice one. Well
All
said.
right.
Nice.
And Jazan, what from abroad, UK. So Jazan,
Well,
what will be your closing remarks tonight?
okay, my closing remarks to the burn team and everybody to stay positive. I know there's been a hard time for everyone, but thinking of the negative side won't get you anywhere. So just keep positive, and we said keep God. God is seeing through us all these things, so just keep the faith and stay positive. That's my remark here. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers
All
out there,
right.
and also to my husband as well. And as I said, I don't have a dad either, so yeah, happy Father's Day to everyone. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Jazan. So, in closing, right, I will just like to say, it's not the stress, it's the way that we decide to manage the stress, how we deal with it. So remember
Mm-hmm.
to be positive, laugh, be alive, be thankful. Just be thankful. It's the thankfulness that is what is going to really help you get sometimes even get over the stress. So as the saying goes, live, love, laugh,
Yeah,
right?
true.
And we're gonna close off with this tune that people, I don't know if they really listen to it, but we're gonna close off and know that better days are
Are
coming.
coming.
I mean,
Nice one.
true.
So thank you everyone for locking on. Right? We look forward to getting your messages and we thank you for your continued support
Nice one.
as we move forward.
Yeah.
Yes, so happy Father's Day again to everyone
Yeah.
and tune in for the Sunday morning workout.
Yeah. All don't look for me.
Father's
All
Day
don't
morning.
look for me, eh? I might be on the ground. Don't look for me.
Mike, I'm calling you early
All right,
Sunday
so
morning to remind you.
All right. So
let's get it going.
from me to you guys, thanks again. Well done. Great show. Chamika again. We're going out with this one. Patrice Roberts. Guys, have a good evening. Just remember to tune in at 9 o'clock. It's Barry White tonight.
All right.
Better days are
Better days are
coming,
coming.
coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we got your up and play my in the savannah. Yeah, just be patient, hold it straight. Enjoy life and don't complain. You got to pray like every day. And it's gonna be irate. Better days are
Better days are
coming, coming. Change your ways.
You're listening to Mike the Man.
You buy and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, let them know I don't have no time for no drama. Misperforming on stage, I'm singing the soca. Yeah, that is life, I can't complain. Come in, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain.
Over Kruger on the track.
hitting go last, hitting go last. But trees again, hey, I come to mash it up again, mash it up, hey. Real hot, when the hot girl them there, hey. Well, every girl start rock out on the dance floor, show them that hot girl not boring. Twist up your body and walk up your spine. When you walk your man, he could never be snoring. Girl, your body wet like when rain pouring. Whining contest, girl, you showing. So every girl start rock out if your body good and if your man can't manage it, call him night and day. I'm longing for your love, baby. Let me wind up your body, body. I'm longing for your touch, baby. Wind up your body, body. Night and day, day and night, day and night. I'm longing for your touch, baby. Let me wind up your body, body. I love it when you're on me. Wind up your body, body. Day and night. Well, alright now, this a bubbling queen. Walk it up, give me walking up steam. Any man back a beat them up, be happy when me rocky bend back.